Hey guys, it's Emmanuel. Manny, another video. Hope you guys are doing well. So let's look at the terrible villain introduction and legacy of the fourth Hobgoblin, Jason Macendale. So this would happen in Amazing Spider-Man 289, which is written by Peter David, and the artists were Alan Kupperberg and Tom Morgan. So Jason Macendale first appeared in Machine Man number 19 as the Jack-o'-lantern villain. So he would later become a Spider-Man villain. He would feud with the Hobgoblin in Spider-Man comic books. So we're going to see in 289 in this issue that he's pretty shook and he's pretty gutless. So he's actually trying to hire the foreigner to assassinate the Hobgoblin because he's pretty scared and he's looking over his shoulder. So this is pretty gutless because he's a mercenary. He's hiring another mercenary to kill his foe. And we're going to see that the Kingpin actually calls him out on this later in the comic. That would be an insignificant loss, a pathetic little man, referring to Macendale, who when beaten by a superior foe, the Hobgoblin, runs like a whipped puppy to someone else, the foreigner, to get his dirty work done. And we're going to see later on that Macendale is going to ask how much money is it going to cost to kill the Hobgoblin that leads. And then the foreigner says $1 million. And he says, "What? Are you nuts?" And he says, "I don't have that money." And then the foreigner says, "Don't worry, I already took it out of your bank account," basically. So already we can see how weak he is. He can't even protect his own money. And then later on, he's going to show up to the Rose. He's going to kill some of the Rose's men. The Rose is going to see that his men have been killed. And he's still not afraid of him. He has no presence. And we're going to see that his identity is known by the Kingpin, the Rose, the Foreigner, and even Spider-Man knows who he is. So absolutely no mystery. We have to remember that the original Hobgoblin was a very mysterious figure, not Jason Macendale. And then we're going to see that the Kingpin is going to continue to humiliate him. And he's going to tell him, like, "Look, you took the equipment off a dead man. You haven't earned the legacy of the Hobgoblin." We're going to see later on that the Hobgoblin is going to confront the Kingpin. Kingpin's men are going to have these guns pointed at him. And instead of, like, fighting the Kingpin's men, establishing his identity, establishing some honor for himself, he just runs away. He's going to throw a pumpkin bomb at the Kingpin, and look what the Kingpin does. He swats it away. He's like Babe Ruth swinging at that pumpkin bomb. We're going to see later on he's going to have a triumphant moment when he faces Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is kind of down. You can see it in the panel. But we're going to see that Flash Thompson is going to catch one of the pumpkin bombs in the middle panel. He's going to throw it back at the Hobgoblin. And what does the Hobgoblin do? He just runs away. Instead of going back and finishing Spider-Man, you can see Flash is down. He has a moment to defeat Spider-Man, but no, he just runs away. And we're going to see that Jason Macendale is going to continue to be an embarrassment after this issue. So in Web of Spider-Man number 38, we're going to see that he's going to be all whiny because the Kingpin has blacklisted him. So he can't get any jobs as a mercenary. And it's even more embarrassing that Tombstone is going to come in this issue. And look, he's going to throw him just out of a window. Later on in this issue, we're going to see that Spider-Man is drunk. And then he can't even defeat a drunk Spider-Man. In Spider-Man number 44, he makes a very brief appearance in one of the pages. And Spider-Man actually defeats him with one punch, just humiliating him. And then we're going to see in later Spider-Man issues, he's just going to be very whiny after he's defeated. So here, he's complaining that he was defeated by the Harry Osborn Green Goblin and the Spider-Man. So he says, "I would have won if they hadn't teamed up against me." And we're going to see he's just going to be more of a gimmick character later on in the comic book. So he's going to become the demonic Hobgoblin later on in comic books. I think perhaps Marvel was trying to save him by giving him a different gimmick. And he's going to get yet another gimmick. He's going to get cybernetic enhancements, and that still didn't help the character. We're going to see that he's mercifully going to be killed by the original Hobgoblin in The Hobgoblin Lives. And that would be the end of the Jason Macendale era as the Hobgoblin. So final thoughts. Well, I think the way he was introduced was just terrible and really set the character to fail. I mean, he was humiliated completely by the Kingpin in that issue. Also, I think he tarnished the Hobgoblin legacy. Hobgoblin is a character who's known for having a presence, being mysterious, and we saw that Macendale was what? He was whiny, he was gimmicky, and there was no mystery about him. However, I have to say that I still have a soft spot for the character. I'm a big Hobgoblin collector, so he's kind of like that uncle, you know. He's can be embarrassing sometimes, but he's family. So I still collect all the Mackendale comic books in terms of the Hobgoblin. Ned Leeds was revealed, I should say, as the Hobgoblin in this issue as well. Amazing Spider-Man 289, the one I focused on primarily in this video. So I'm gonna do a future video on that. All right, guys. So that is it for now. So I thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you guys next time.